Okay, so this question is asking us to find domain and range from a graph, and then write it in a couple of different fashions. So, looking at our graph, if we're going to do domain first, domain is going to be our farthest point to the left to our farthest point to the right. And remember that domain is describing x values. So if you think of like a number line on here, this graph is going from -2 and it looks like up to 3. But we do have to be a little bit careful with our endpoints. So our domain is going to go from -2. This one's solid. And so we would use a bracket to include the -2 because it does actually include that. And then here it looks like it goes all the way up to 3, but there's that open dot, so that means it doesn't actually include 3. It's everything up to it. So for that one, we will use a parenthesis. And then to write the same thing, but using set builder, so that would be the set of x such that, and then you're putting in the -2 is, and so with the bracket that would be less than or equal to, because we're including that, x, and then less than not equal to, because we don't want to include the 3, we want to just go up to it. So again, if we thought of kind of what this would look like on a number line, and I'll call that one -2 and this one 3, what both of these are saying is that we're going from -2 up to 3, but not including that point. So parenthesis on the 3 here, no equals on the 3 there, hard bracket with an equals. So that would be that piece. And then for the range, now we're going from the lowest point to the highest point. So we're always going small to large. So left to right for domain, low to high for range. So for our range, let's see, our lowest point on the graph is -5. But again, that's happening at that open dot. So I want to make sure I use a parenthesis. And then the highest point on the graph is right there at 4. And if I asked you what's the highest the graph goes, you would go 4. And then if it does it include the 4, or is it just up to the 4? It's the line itself. So that line is like an infinite number of dots. So everywhere there's this line that is included. So when x is 0, y is absolutely 4. So that should be a hard bracket like that. And then again for here, we would go from let's see, -5. That one's our parentheses. So we want to use just the less than, not equals to. Oops, and that should be, pardon me, I'm just going to scribble it out and go, that should be a y because we're doing range. And then less than or equal to 4. That's just bugging me. Okay, there we go. And so then you can kind of see again, the parenthesis goes with the no equals, bracket goes with the equals. I think that is it on that one. Let me know if you have other questions.